Hello, and welcome to the episode of That Money Lady with me, Audrey, your friendly money maven. When my client said that about me, I was like, absolutely yes. it's I'm taking it, I'm owning it, and I'm excited by it. So, your friendly money maven. And today I want to talk about just the end of year madness. Like it is January, and I am getting a lot of telephone calls, emails, and texts, just getting everything together and ready and prepared and answering any of those lingering questions that are just kind of been out there. And it's it it's that time of year that a lot of entrepreneurs get that kick in their butt to do all the things. And I'm here for it. And I'm excited by it. And it can feel very chaotic and a lot because of what I've noticed is that as entrepreneurs, if you do put it off until this time of year just to file taxes, it is an extra hurdle for you because you have been putting it off. You have been avoiding it. So it has a lot of density to navigating through that situation. Because more than likely, what I've experienced is there is a level of feeling inadequate about addressing that issue. And I cannot say this enough. It is not your fault. Our entire society does not set you up for success with your finances in your personal, let alone as a business. And I'm going to scream that at the top of my lungs for as long as this is an issue because it is so true. Like our tax system is absolutely confusing, complicated, and convoluted with a myriad of rules and regulations for not only just like the federal taxes, but then there's state taxes, and then there's employment obligations, and then there's um, maybe of license obligations or banking regulations, or there is just so many different pieces, and no one really takes the time to sit there and educate you. So it is that piece where you get to come to the table and you get to ask the questions. And there, it's okay if you ask it multiple times. And it's absolutely okay if you ask multiple people. I really encourage that. Because again, myriad of laws, rules, regulations, and not everyone's going to be educated on your unique situation because again, there's different things for industries and licenses and then the taxes. And so it's a complicated web. It's not to say it's unmanageable or unnavigatable, but it does take effort and it takes time and it takes believing in yourself and having the confidence to look at it, address it when you see it, and then take the steps and the actions that are needed to either further educate yourself, rectify where you might have gone wrong after you've understood what was happening, and then the implementation or maintenance if that's applicable. And so that is really daunting for entrepreneurs to go through. And we do this in like, it's such a what, like, there are so many pieces of entrepreneurship that you just get to learn as you go and figure it out as you go. You get into business to create that change that you want to see in the world and bring your beautiful gifts to the world. I'm here for that. And that's why you're here. And there's all these other millions of pieces going on around you that you also get to embody and be that CEO and run your company so that you do get to powerfully bring yourself and your company and your business and your dreams to life. And I'm not even saying that that's like, I know I said that as if it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I think that's the phrase, but it's not. It's challenging and it takes a lot from you. And it takes a lot of navigating and trial and error. And one thing I know about entrepreneurs is that when you get to if you dance through that density to get to where you are currently at and you're like, I set up my financial systems. It's there, it's done. This is what I know. This is it. This is Here's my system. I set it up. This is how it is. And I understand that in so many ways. And you get to allow that system to evolve with you, especially because the laws are constantly changing. And we're about to see madness of that coming. And so don't be as flexible as you can and allow your systems to be flexible with you. And it's okay to change and it's okay to adjust and it's okay to tweak and making sure that everything's in alignment because it's changing. Like even just a couple of years ago, they added a whole new 1099 form because the 12 that was already there wasn't enough. They needed to add a whole nother form to just be non-employee compensation. Like, uh, instead of just adding another box. But welcome to the myriad of our system. And it's just something that we have to go through. And I understand the heaviness of navigating all that and trying your best because one thing I know undeniably is that y'all want to do the right thing. And that's honestly what I hear and see over and over again that paralyzes entrepreneurs is they're like, I'm so afraid of doing it wrong. And so they choose to do nothing instead. And from my experience, doing something with in integrity, with the intention of doing it correctly, goes so much further with the government agencies than doing nothing. Hands down, I've seen that over and over and over and over again. Doing something and just needing education on how to do it correctly is a lot easier to broach to show, okay, you did put your best foot forward. You just need to know that this foot needs to go over here instead of over here. And they work through that with you a lot easier. I'm not saying there isn't penalties and fees and interest that are potential for you. Yes. And those are a lot more minimal and a lot easier to navigate and digest and get abated, which means get it removed, than if you did absolutely nothing. So these are the two avenues and why I want to encourage you that to take the steps, even if it's the wrong steps, and do your best with reaching out to your trusted professionals about your unique situation to take that step in the best way possible for you so you aren't taking that misstep. And the more you open up and disclose your whole situation, the better they're going to be able to advise you in a myriad of different ways, especially if it's that overarching tax understanding. Please open up to the full range of where you're at so that they can best advise you. And I'm not saying get on a first call with somebody and tell them your whole life story. I'm not saying that necessarily. That part isn't to dig into all those. But when you are in there, when they are on your team, open up to them. Open up to your tax professional. Open up to your bookkeeper, and you'll understand where they fit into your team so that you are building a team around you that is fully supportive. You know who to go to with what question, or at least start navigating who you need to talk to and how all that works because it's confusing. There are so many layers of finances that it can be challenging to be like, who do I go to these things for? Who is the who is this my bookkeeper? Is this my tax professional? Is this my financial professional? My financial planner? Like there are all of these different pieces. And it's just about taking that first next step. And again, I don't want to diminish that it's hair on fire time of year and I'm getting all of the panic from all of my clients, and it's okay. It is absolutely okay. The only hard deadline that is very important for you at this point, this is January 22nd when I believe it was going out, 23rd, one of those 2 days. So from there, the first deadline to be very cognizant of is this January 31st. All of your W-2s and your 1099s need to be out the door by those dates and filed with both the federal and state. That being said, I'm not entirely sure all states necessarily require you filing the W-2s and the 1099s with them. I'm not entirely sure on that, so do check. You just have to Google your state with, do I need to file my W-2s or 1099s, and it'll tell you. That being said, it's not a bad thing because, again, the government already has it already there. It is what it is, and it just takes 2 extra minutes to file with both. I noticed I've mostly filed my 1099s through QuickBooks. I am in the state of Oregon, and one thing to be cognizant of is after you go through all the process, Oregon isn't a part of some file share program. I don't know if that's just through QuickBooks or if that's through a federal thing. I don't know. I didn't dig into it. I just went to my Department of Revenue and filed those documents for my clients. So I filed the federal through QuickBooks, and then I take that information and I file it with the state because they're not a part of this file share. So that is an extra step I need to do. Please make sure that when you are filing both your W-2s and your 1099s, make sure that it's going to the appropriate place. And make sure you're understanding if you need to do an extra step, because that is again very important, and you just get to take those next steps. And that's what I for you today. It's a journey, and it is a learning process and a learning experience. And a lot of this terminology is terminology you might not be using and understand, which is why mistakes tend to happen. Because again, filing your 1099s, if you don't see that box at the end where it's like, you need to, like, we're not filing with the state of Oregon, then since I'm used to all the language on the screen, I was like, oh, okay, I now need to do that. So that was easy for me. And it's okay if it's not something that you automatically see all the things and just take it and be able to take that next step. That's okay. That doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're a bad entrepreneur or a bad business owner or a bad human. You're honestly trying to do the right thing. And it's okay that it's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay on a higher level, a macro level, why this is also complicated and challenging to navigate, but it is, and it's the system we're working in. And so missteps might happen. It's just about doing your best to mitigate that and getting the education that you need and getting the steps that you need to do that right next thing. And I believe in you. I believe in you because I know that you're here to make a beautiful change in the world. And y'all, I am here to help you gain that money confidence so you can be a better part of this messed up world. Like, let's make no mistake. We are in a wild time. Like, I don't even, like, I'm not meant for this world, y'all. I am not, like, this is not okay. And I don't agree with any part of it that's happening with the DT. I don't even want to say his name. Like, no. I believe in humans, and I believe that everyone is entitled and should have their own opinions and beliefs. I do not believe that those should infringe upon other people's right to exist and be, and diminish people's basic human rights because of your feelings. I do not. I believe in everyone's ability and capability to have feelings and opinions and beliefs in their own way, and those should not infringe upon other people. I stand in solidarity and in full heart with my community members and my friends and my family. Well, yeah, my family. And my community and my country and the world who are of the LGBTQ plus and the I'm just going to get down a rabbit hole in that. Know that if you're for people and making sure that people are at the center of your choices, I'm your girl and I am here for you. And I care about this human experience and your human experience. That is the one thing I get all the time with my clients is they're like, I have a feeling that people just tell you their life. I'm like, yeah. And it's because I care about you as a whole human. I'm not here to be transactional with you about like, oh, here's the money, here's the ins, the outs, the pluses and the minuses of what the money is saying. No, because there's a whole story behind it. And both these need to come together to support you fully as an entrepreneur. I've seen it time and time and time again. And this is why I have the beautiful clients that I do, is because they love that and respect that and celebrate that in me. And I celebrate them endlessly and I hold their hand endlessly and not endlessly. I don't want to make it, I hold their hand when they need a hand to hold and I cheer for them when they're doing the amazing, incredible wins and celebrations. And unfortunately, there's been a lot more heaviness and a lot more strife and struggle across the board, all across the board, y'all. So if you are struggling, know that you are absolutely not alone. And it's just that season of the finding out. We're in the find out season of a lot of things that are about to come to an explosive head. And know that I am committed to doing what's right for people and supporting you in your money confidence journey because it is a journey and it's not linear. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be tears, and it's okay. You're human. You're allowed to be a human. Just because you're a business owner doesn't mean you automatically have everything 100% put together, taken care of, on the up and up, at 100% capacity. Because more often than not, you are lean. You are trying to just get by and you're not paying yourself. And we need to get that. That's why I'm here, is to make sure you're getting paid for all of your beautiful hard work and that change that you want to bring to the world. You can't bring that change if you're not taken care of as well. It is a balance and it is a challenging balance that I don't want to diminish or say that there's an easy quick fix. There's not. It just takes rolling up your sleeves, getting in there and doing the things, which I believe in you. You got this. And if you want to see how, if you think that I align with you and you're here to be a beautiful change maker of the world, please do book a call with me. I'd love to see you. Let's talk, let's chat. I'm just as weird and quirky one on one. So come join the party. It's always a party. Fun. A little bit of fun. Sometimes fun. Some humor. Dabble in humor when I can. So that's what I have for y'all. And I'm looking forward to seeing y'all. And let me know how I can help. As always, there will also be down below. If you, let's just say you have one question and you don't want to go through a whole call, you're just like, I just need this one question and then I can move forward. Please do fill out a very short, it's like 3 or maybe 4 questions, and just being like, hey, this is my question. It's anonymous. You do not have to put any detailed information about your personal information. I just ask for enough information so that I can properly give you an explanation. And then I send it out to my whole list so that everyone is getting brought up with these questions, because I get the same question over and over again. And it's usually filled with so much shame. And I don't want that for you. I want you to be able to ask your question with confidence. And the more we open up with these questions and navigate what all these pieces are, the better you're going to be set up for success. And that's my goal. That's my goal, my friends. And With that, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.